Good morning, Susan. You have mail.
Mail? Who sends mail these days? It is a letter from the Chief Executive Officer of Victoria Bank.
Let me know if you need anything.
Hello, Susan. Thank you for expressing interest in the position as Human Resources Manager at Vic Innovate. You really impressed us, and we would like to offer you the position. As discussed during the interview, this challenging role involves managing the process of the merger between the 10 startups at the one location. This one organization will be called Vic Innovate. The head of each function will come from the bank, and bring the policies, procedures and tools. They will share the same marketing, products, R&D, and HR divisions. We wish for you to start Monday. In 6 months' time the merger will officially start. This process will happen in 2 stages. The first stage will be setting the course. You have 6 months to plan for day 1. The second stage is planning. From day 1 for the first 12 months. Planning includes considering and deciding upon what is best for Vic Innovate. Before merging the startups, we need to consider the value of each. Do we preserve or create? How do we synergize? Value preservation. What do we wish to keep? Value creation. Value we would like to create in the merger. Be it financial, products, culture or services. Synergy. How are we going to bring this all together? This is where you come in, Susan. To reduce the risk of failure, we need to be aware of the people management challenges facing this type of merger. Your task is to identify key people management challenges and provide solutions to these problems. The main issues to consider are based on the following topics: power and politics, groups and teams, communication and organizational culture. Don't just look at it from my perspective, but also consider
the direct line managers
and the employees.
I got the job, but I need your help. What are the challenges facing Vic Innovate? Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present to you today. I have identified and will address the following key people management challenges the Vic Innovate merger faces over the next 18 months. 1. The potential problems startup employees will feel anxious with the uncertainty. 2. The reduction in performance and innovation if the merger isn't done efficiently and effectively. 3. Change in structure. 4. Startups could lose their own corporate cultures. 5. The integration of all 10 startup into one team. 6. How each employee will cope with unfamiliar systems. Before addressing the challenges Vic Innovate faces, I will first discuss the implications of a merger, followed by considering the perspective of all levels of the hierarchy. Then actions and recommendations related to the people management challenges will be discussed. To analyze the implications of a merger, we will consider the 3 questions: who, what and how. This merger has implications for teams of the startups. A team is defined as 2 or more individuals who cooperate and interact adaptively to pursue shared goals and objective. Shows there are 5 stages of group development: forming, storming, norming, performing and adjourning. Mergers tend to disrupt the formation and development of a team. The team may return to the forming stage due to confusion or uncertainty. It is up to the direct line managers to preserve the high performance of the team instead of watching it fall back down the team performance curve to the working group. The line managers can use their power to influence and inspire the teams to maintain and or improve their performance as well. They will have the formal authority, control of information and boundaries. They will be responsible for the decision-making and the resources available. Their personal attributes and formal position along with certain managerial tactics can lead people through the merger. At Victoria Bank, who is leading the integration and the level of power does this person have in leading the group? Is it powered based on their authority or is it based on their sphere of influence? Is the person able to lead the integration? In the 10 startups, who are the people in position or influence that will be able to support the integration to achieve its goal and those who will not? During the merger, the startups may face challenges in terms of the culture. Their culture may differ from what Victoria Bank wishes it to be in VicInnovate. Culture has been recognized as a major factor in the beliefs, behavior and attitude of employees within an organization. It is what holds an organization together. Based on which competing values prevail, the culture of VicInnovate will be decided. Victoria Bank has the ability to lead the integration. The Chief Executive Officer, you, need to show commitment and trustworthiness to finish the project. Startups, these are the people that are motivated to support the new structure and have the necessary skill to contribute to the business. They will be open-minded and willing to learn new things. The people involved are willing to embrace the new organization and do their part to add value to the whole business. How? An essential aspect of any merger is communication. Effective communication can assist in reducing resistance to the change, clarifying the roles, creating effective change, coordinating actions and gathering information relevant to the change. Recognizing the barriers to effective communication and working around them improves communication. Barriers include perceptions, physical distractions and mixed messages. This does not only help the employees by reducing uncertainty, thereby avoiding strain and maintaining high performance and morale of the employee. This will help the leadership in making decisions and overall succeeding in the process. The success of the VicInnovate integration will depend on effective communication. The challenge is there are 10 different startups that needs to be won. This will not be easy due to timing, location and available resources.
Susan, are you saying that one of the main reasons mergers fail is due to lack of communication?
That is correct, Barry. Sometimes little consideration is had for the employee who has many questions unanswered. Employees want to know how the merger affects them. Now we will take a look at different perspectives, from yourself, Barry, down to the employees, to consider the impact a merger has on each levels of hierarchy. As Victoria Bank has sought to lead innovation by acquiring 10 startups, and consolidating all of the startups into one daughter company, there will be a lot of structural human resource changes happening within the company. This new structure would have an impact on employees at all levels, starting from top management to employees, as Victoria Bank has decided to centralize all the functions and bringing managers from the Victoria Bank to head the common central functions. First, we will look into the impacts this will have on top management of the startups, generally the founders of the startups. The managers already working in the startups would be confused and anxious. They are not sure what will happen to their jobs. They will stay in the same position or get a promotion or a demotion, or whether they will be made redundant. These changes that will take place would need to be communicated to the managers of the startups, to avoid any confusion, any anxiety that would arise from this change. When making decisions, people experience uncertainty. Decision alternatives may appear equally attractive or equally unattractive, if people lack information needed to distinguish between them. In a situation like this, employees would be the people who would be most affected. Their working culture and the management would be new to them when the merger is done. 1. Employees would be uncertain of who their managers would be, therefore, leading to confusion and anxiety and sometimes resistance to change. 2. Employees would be concerned culture and policies the new managers will be bringing in with them.
If the employees are not well communicated about the change, or if they are not involved in the change, it is very likely there would be resistance to change and they might not be supportive and cooperative towards the new change in the process. They will not be willing to accept the change and not willing to work with new managers. Kreitner, 1992, compares change to a stone tossed into a still pond, which causes ripples to radiate in all directions with unpredictable consequences. Most of the resistance arise from those whose jobs are directly affected. Resistance, both rational and irrational, can hold the change process.
After analyzing the implications of the merger and taking into consideration the perspectives of the managers and employees of the startups, I have come up with 6 action items. 1. The formation of a transition team. led by top management and selected startup employees that will bridge the gap between employees and management to fulfill synergy objectives. 2. Implication of leadership. Duties of line manager are to create value and lead positive change, aligning employees with the bank's organizational goals. 3. Composition of organization structure. Adopt a cross-functional structure for better communication, flow of ideas and information. This could create a more creative and diverse environment. Aligning new employees to the goal builds trust, which can reduce scenarios for bad politics. 4. Systematic and extensive selection. A process of selecting the right people with the appropriate skills and knowledge with the right job. 5. Cultural assessment includes amalgamating the cultures of the startups and the bank, ensuring the core value system of the bank is embedded. 6. Communication plan throughout the process to address issues and build trust. The importance of effective communication has been touched on. The first phase, which starts from today until day 1 of the integration, will be the creation change management team. The main objective is to educate and encourage the transition. The second phase, which is from the 7th month to the 10th month, involves communicating about change to all employees of Vic Innovate using various channels. Also encourage continuous feedback on integration and mitigate risk of failure by address issues from employees regarding grievances. For the third phase, from the 10th month until full integration, I recommend developing an employee program which embraces diversity and respects each other's culture. Fourth phase, from the 10th month until 18th month, identify and provide relevant training needs to employees. Adopt a training plan which includes a general induction program. Fifth phase, 18th month, full integration and celebration of success of transition on time and within budget.